Hello, everybody. Welcome to Squid School. I am Coach Geoff. I'm joined here by Coach Andre,
Hello.
Coach Simon,
Yo.
and Coach Mikey.
What's up?
And we're going to follow up the Splatfest by going and playing some League together. I'm told that we've actually got 2 maps, both of which we just went over like last time. I don't remember doing Walleye before, but we definitely did Wahoo very recently. So we shouldn't have to talk about that too much. I want to show, because this is Rainmaker now, I want to show the common paths that you'll take the Rainmaker on, but it shouldn't take a super long time. It'll just be, here's one way to go, here's another way to go, watch out for this, and we're done. So Rainmaker, on this map, you have a pretty limited set of options to work with, and all of them are straight lines that are easily held by longer range weapons. You've got 3 options for how to push this. One of them is over to the right in this direction. You paint up this block, you climb up, you go around this corner. One advantage of this is that you can peek the corner but not commit super hard to being down it. You can send people ahead and use these blind corners to your advantage and, you know, put someone out in front. But it takes so long to set up that usually the other team, if they're smart about it, they're going to be able to set up defenses before you're able to get to the point where you're in a power position. So that one you don't see very often. You'll usually either see someone going up closed, which is in this direction. Advantage is that you're protected from anything that isn't coming directly from up here. And the Rainmaker basically covers all of the options the defenders have for standing here at the bottom and defending it. Disadvantages are that it doesn't score quite as fast. Or up ramp, which is right here, this slick area that's not paintable. The obvious issue, you're going uphill on unpaintable turf while you're going this way. So this is really a huge kill zone. Like as especially something like a K-Pro, can just stand here and splat everybody while they're trying to walk up there. And like you throw a special up there or something like that, that can be really hard to fight through. You usually want something like bubbles or something to push through that, or a booyah bomb. The big advantage though is that once you get up here onto the platform, you can swim up to this spot right here, and now you're actually really hard to hit. You kind of hop, 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 and you're up to about 12 or 13 once you get onto this corner, which is pretty easy to do from here to here to here. Oop. You might not want to stay in squid form the entire time there, but staying in squid form is generally a good idea because it will make your hitbox smaller, your hurt box rather, so you're harder to shoot that way. Again, all of these angles are like pretty tricky to hit if I'm defending from a safe position right here. There's only that one area that Mikey's on right now where you're super vulnerable, and then the rest of the way it's pretty hard to hit you. So this is a really scary push if they get to here because you're probably going to go from like 35 to 12 very quickly. And at that point, it's just a sprint to get up the platform there. This map is known as a Lockout Map, so if the enemy team gets into your base and they start, you know, sharking in this area right here or something, you're probably in a lot of trouble. That's probably going to be game in a Rainmaker match. If they're trying to push from Sneaky, which is the first area I showed you, where you go to the right, using this block right here for cover is useful, as is working from back here, from behind this box, because, you know, you might have someone who's coming from closed to try and flank or something like that, and it's a pretty easy way to shut it down. Just remember that it's important to have bombs to stop the Rainmaker from moving forward, and it's important to have specials that can stop the progress of it as well.
Fizzy bombs are very cool.
Yes, fizzy bombs are one of the best painting subs in the game. They're really kind of insane for zone control. They don't have as much kill threat, which is the big disadvantage to them. Each individual explosion won't do as much damage, so they're not as good for splatting the Rainmaker shield. But if you maybe throw it so that the first explosion hits the Rainmaker shield and then the next 2 move forward towards the team behind it that's trying to paint it, that can be really useful for zoning them away from it and getting the pop. And then the next one was Wahoo.
What is it where this ramp is always open?
Check out this meter right here. When the blue bars go all the way down, it will go away.
Okay.
This thing.
Oh! I didn't know that.
Never noticed that. That's cool.
So right now, it's going to start moving. You get the Rainmaker, and then you have a couple options. You can go left. This is the typical push. This is the slow and steady push. And then you can go right, which is the fast break push. Because if you go right, the way that you have to move is going up here, and look at how fast the points are ticking down. Once you get to this location right here, you can go around a pretty safe corner and get to a place where you can't be shot very easily for about 25 points. So that's the really fast push, but coming around here is a safer option because you can just peek around the corner slowly but surely and keep firing shots and have your teammates push ahead of you, and there's not a lot of cover that they have to actually work with when you do that.
Oh.
That is honestly really all there is to talk about here. There are only those two paths. Just watch out for blind corners with the Rainmaker. Like if you're down back here in Carousel, the Rainmaker shooting through here is really dangerous because it covers so much of the area there. So pushing through Carousel instead of going over the top can be a really good option if it's down in your court and you want to start moving it in the other direction. That's about it. That's all I got for that one. We'll want to talk about who we want the Rainmaker carrier to be. And before you start pushing with the Rainmaker, you want to already have come to a team decision about which direction you're going so that the players in front of the Rainmaker can already be pushing out and the Rainmaker doesn't have to slow down. The faster you can move in Rainmaker, the better. I think we played this one time before, and when we did, you know, there were 20-second knockouts and stuff happening. Time is everything. So you need to create a path for the Rainmaker to move, and the Rainmaker should always, ideally, be able to just keep swimming. All right, we've got Splat Zones, Blackbelly, and Snapper Canal. All right, here we are at the skate park. Top mid is the most powerful position in, like, most of the maps in this game. Like, from here, you can hit everything that's relevant. Like, if you're able to get, like, an Explosher or an E-Leader on this platform right here, they can hit over there, which is another popular snipe point. They can hit the snipe point further in the direction that I'm sloshing. They can hit anything on both of the zones. It's just kind of a terrifying position to have to push in against. But the thing with this map mode that really evens it out a little bit is that the zones are on complete opposite ends of it. You've got one down here and one down here. So unless you get a wipe, you're basically forced to go something like 2 and 2 to put people around both sides of top mid. And so getting all of it painted up is challenging. You have to be ready to go over to where you need to be to paint the zones at a moment's notice. And there are a lot of painting specials that are basically nullified by the fact that they can't go over both zones. So you're a lot more likely to see something like a bomb rush here. Movement around the map is going to be really important. I would spend a little bit of time practicing, like, how fast can I get from one zone to the other, and in how many different ways can I do that? Being able to move up to top mid quickly, knowing how to paint the side and get up here, and being able to rotate around from there is going to be really important. Also, being able to paint up walls. I taught you guys a while back how to ledge cancel. That's to, you get on the wall and then you really quickly press ZL right when you get to the top so that you're immediately swimming instead of hopping up over the edge. So like here I'm hopping up over the edge. You can see me right here. I'm up in the air for longer and I'm not going to be able to move as quickly. Whereas here, if I get it right, I am going to be going and submerging quicker, and I'm going to be able to start moving more quickly as soon as I do that. So
I've been trying to do that, but I can't quite get it right, it seems. Okay, there we go. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Okay.
So that's a lot faster of a way to get around, and that might come in handy with all of the little ledges you have scattered around this map. Generally, you don't want to stay where I am standing for too long unless you have the numbers to be able to actually push forward and paint the zone. Because if there's someone on their zone, from where I am, like, I'm in danger and I don't have any cover. So you got to be careful about pushing the enemy zone. You've got to, like, push in carefully, use maybe this corner that I'm standing at right here to get around. So you start kind of painting your way this way a little bit and keep yourself safe. And then half-pipe is a lot less important in this map mode because from the half-pipe you can't paint the zones, and so it's a really hard commitment to try and flank that way. Once you have the zones painted, being where I am right now, this is their T, is really, really useful because there's so many different ways that you can get up here and harass them where they can't see you at all. I often see a lot of players just beelining from this direction, and so I'll sit down here right under the ledge and pick them as soon as they are right next to me. So if we get locked out, that's the place you need to expect opponents to be coming from. And if we have the opportunity to lock out, that's where we want to be staking our place. Okay.
Oh, Dan, I'm happy I could display the arrow spray for you.
Really encouraging him. Okay, Snapper, we've played this quite a few times, just never for zones. Coming out here, there's a lot of this map that's just not really relevant anymore. Like, you're basically never going to see anybody over on their steps where I'm painting or anything like that. It's just not enough of a reason to be there. Power points to control. You want to be able to control your own bike because this is a really unique position that lets you paint the opposite side of zone where it's usually very hard to get into. And what that means for the backliner is if they stand right here where I am in street, they're going to be able to aggress someone who's painting from there. And so this is a power position for them, especially using this piece of cover right here to protect themselves from anyone who's coming from the other side. So if you're trying to get someone off of their bike, put a backliner on this spot right here, and that's a great way to do it. The backliners, of course, can also position on snipe. That just gives them a little bit less room to contest the enemy side's street. The area behind the zone right here is usually the spot that is hardest to contest. You really need to get some picks or be working in pairs to get that paint down. In the situation that you're trying to cap and it looks like the whole zone is painted, chances are it's this area behind the top mid area that we haven't painted yet, and that's going to be the hardest one to get. As far as specials, Baller is actually pretty darn good for painting the zone here. Reason being, it lets you safely get behind their side of the zone, and the zone that is accessible to you is made skinny enough by top mid being in the middle that you can actually paint a significant amount of it just by rolling over it. The same flanks and everything apply. It's just the area that you really need to control is the enemy street. If you can control the enemy street, then you're going to be able to score most likely. So, that's about all I got, I think. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope the new format where we isolate the instruction from the highlights helps you find what you're looking for a little easier. Remember to subscribe and ring the bell, follow us on Twitch at Bravous Esports, no spaces, and check out the highlights video, which will be coming soon to this YouTube channel. I also stream personally at twitch.tv/stratagem, that's STRATA_gem, GEM, so you can follow me and ask questions there as well. Hope to see you again soon.